Hey guys, I'm sure you guys all know by now, but if not, I'm Eric Yeomans. This semester was wild from the start. We had one professor for about 3 weeks, and then the second we started to feel comfortable with her, bam, she's gone. Then we get a new one. And not only did we have to backtrack the first 3 weeks, but we also had to take the time to learn a new professor's teaching style. It seemed like we were in for a wild ride, and the school did a really good job transferring everything over. Luckily, everything settled and we were able to take each week 1 week at a time. Even though this semester had a rough start, I am happy to see most of the class finishing up with our last speech. Looking back on this course, there are a few things I would like to reflect on. First, I would like to take the time to talk about what I enjoyed most throughout this course. Secondly, I will discuss how this course turned me into a better public speaker and it surpassed all my expectations for it. And lastly, I would like to make a few suggestions, not only for our amazing professor, but also for any students coming into this class in the near semesters. I would like to start off by looking back on my favorite and most enjoyable moments of this semester. I was pleasantly surprised when each speech had something to do and was relevant to us. Speaking on things that meant something to me personally made the entire experience very enjoyable. I would have been much easier for a professor just to assign the same topic to all of her students and to spend all of us to spend 5 to 6 minutes talking about the same thing. Writing our first informational speech was the first time in a long time that I got back into my research regarding myofascial tissue release and just physical therapy in general. It was nice to revisit that information and reintroduce the practice more readily into my life. Furthermore, our toast speech actually landed perfectly on the Monday before my best friend's wedding. About 6 people gave a speech at this wedding, and I was pleasantly surprised when numerous people came up to me and told me that mine was by far their favorite. They had nothing but nice things to say about it, which on a day as important as my best friend's wedding, it meant a lot to me. I admittedly choked up the second I looked up and saw all those people, but on a real note, I enjoyed this class really, and everything transferred over really well to my real life. I would now like to take the time to talk about how this class has made me grow as a public speaker and how it surpassed my expectations. To start off, I have always been decent at public speaking with small groups, but always struggled whenever the crowd started to grow. Recording weekly speeches really helped surpass this issue, and by like this third or so speech, I was no longer getting those pre-speech nerves. I felt very comfortable and used some of the breathing tips to really help slow myself down. I didn't apologize like some of the speakers at the wedding when they lost that moment where they were. Instead, I took a breath, relaxed, and it ended up looking like I was taking a moment to really just soak in what was going on there. Seeing these lessons actually impact my real life made me realize that this class was surpassing every expectation I had for it. It really made a difference in my public speaking. To be frank, I figured it would just be reading a bunch and uploading videos a few times throughout the semester. However, this was not the case. The course was designed exceptionally well to develop public speaking and grow each speech to further help our next and future speech. Lastly, I would like to take the time to provide some suggestions, not only for our amazing professor, but also for the students to come. Honestly, there isn't very much to say here. My only suggestion for the course structure would be creating small groups to do our peer reviews. Instead of having every student watch every video and give a peer review, I think breaking into small groups of say 5 or so students would provide much more in-depth and personal feedback to the speakers. To the students of future semesters, my only advice is to not wait to the last minute to do your speeches. The more you rehearse, the easier it is. In my opinion, my best speeches came from when I would do the research one day and then practice every day leading to my recording day, and it just came out so much more fluent. Oh, and just read the book and watch the lectures. It's not dense material, but it really helps for the finals. Overall, this course was one of my favorite this semester. I met a few of really good people and learned about a lot about how to be a better public speaker. Today, I took the time to share with you what I really enjoyed this semester, how it helped me grow as a public speaker, and how it surpassed my expectations. And lastly, I shared some of my personal suggestions on how I think this class could flow a little bit better. I wish you all the best of luck on your finals and the rest of your classes. Thank you, guys.